Hey everybody, this is Dan Phelps with Learning to Smoke, and today I'm teaming up with the folks at Cowboy Charcoal to bring you a smoked chuck roast. So smoked chuck roast, awesome way to do the cut of beef. I know a lot of people like to cook it different ways, like to just throw it in a crock pot, throw it in the oven, whatever, but I like to smoke it. I love having that infused smoke flavor in here, and I'm gonna show you a simple way that you can smoke this chuck roast and have some bomb flavor here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this chuck. We're looking at about 2 to 3 pounds for a chuck roast. And the ingredients we're gonna use here today are gonna be some onion. We got some Worcestershire sauce, some beef broth, some garlic, and then I'm also gonna be using some steak seasoning. So first things first, before we start seasoning the chuck roast, is get the grill set. So we're gonna set it to 250 degrees. I'm using the Green Mountain grill. It's a pellet grill, so it's gonna be indirect heat, which is what you wanna use for this. And so for the wood today, I'm gonna be using some hickory wood pellets. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this set. All right, so while we're getting that grill preheated here, what we're gonna do is season this chuck roast. Very simple process. All you do is take your favorite seasoning. What I'm gonna use today is some steak seasoning on this. It's with Jack Daniel's. So with this one here, it's got a, bears resemblance to a Santa Maria style seasoning, which I love. So you got that salt, the pepper, the garlic, and some other flavors here. So I'm gonna go ahead and season this up. So we'll flip that over. So we'll do both sides, but I usually like to tell people to do all sides. So when I say all sides, that means even all around here too. So you can spend time seasoning it like this as well if you want, but keep in mind that as you're seasoning, you'll see here on the board, I've got a lot of seasoning left. So I'll take my beef and take it on the side here and just roll it like that. And see, there we go. Picking up seasoning is not having to waste as much. So now the grill's ready, 250 degrees. I'm gonna show you this really, really difficult, complex process here. So we're gonna pick up the chuck roast, open the lid, put it on right there. And now we wait. Okay, it's been about 3 hours now, so what we're gonna do is go grab this off the grill. Look at that. Now, I should note, I'm picking this up because I'm using double layer gloves here. As you can see, I've got insulators underneath this, so that way I can handle this. All right, now this step of the process is pretty simple. What we're gonna do here is take our beef broth, about a half a cup. And normally I do this in about a 9 by 11 pan. I'm using this half sheet here today. So we got that, and then we'll also put in some Worcestershire. So we're just mixing the beef broth and the Worcestershire sauce around. Make a good little blend here. We're gonna set that down. And now we're also gonna put in our garlic, our minced garlic here. And now we're gonna do our onions. You do about a half a cup here. Sometimes I like to just slap a few of these onions on top, like that. Now we'll wrap that up, wrap it tight. So make sure to curl under the lip of the pan there. And now we'll put it back on the grill. Cool thing about this part here, when you wrap it and put it in the pan, put it back in, the meat has already gotten all the smoke that it's going to get. And now it's wrapped in foil, it's not gonna infuse any more smoke into it. So now we're cooking this up. We can, if you're pressed for time, you can even crank this up to higher. So we're at 250 degrees now. You can run this at 325, 350. I find that it's best to shred the chuck roast when it hits about 205 degrees internal. After cooking for a total of about 5 hours and reach an internal temp of 206 degrees, we've let this rest for about 30 minutes. And now we're ready to shred into this. So as you shred the chuck roast, you'll notice that there's gonna be some fatty parts here you'll come across. But this cut is a lot cheaper than some of the other cuts you can get, especially for brisket, for example. And you still get some dynamite flavor out of this, smoking it this way. And the great thing about smoked chuck roast is that it's very versatile, so you can eat it as is, you can have it in sandwiches, you can have it in tacos. If you have leftovers, you have dishes for days. This has been Dan Phelps with Learning to Smoke, teaming up with Cowboy Charcoal to bring you this smoked chuck roast. We were using here these hickory wood pellets on this grill, and a great thing with these pellets, as a reminder, you can use them at any pellet grill, whether it be a GMG, a Traeger, Camp Chef, what have you. So in the meantime, Like, follow, subscribe, and keep cooking with Cowboy. This whole bowl's mine.